Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Feed My Sheep Earthquake Reports and More. Another episode, and it's the 27th of June. We're back with an update on this massive earthquake in Venezuela. This was reported by the agencies as two earthquakes, a 7.1 and 7.5. We were talking about this being a 7.9. The death toll has continued to rise. It's now over 900 with 40,000 still missing. The number of injuries is very high as well. So this is quite a devastating earthquake. And earthquakes get revised relative to damage and relative to earth changes that are seen as well. And we're going to show you some earth changes that are 435 miles away from the epicenter. Now, the epicenter was about 100 kilometers, 104 miles to the west of Caracas, 168 kilometers away and the total distance to southwest Trinidad and Tobago, this is the island of Trinidad, this is 700 kilometers or 435 miles. So here's what we're looking at. And this comes from a channel called Southwest Adventures. Three separate words, all capitals for each of the words. And this is an individual that has shown this beach multiple times, and it's a nice sandy flat beach. And you can look at previous episodes on his program and you can see that it is just that. And these are abrupt sea level changes or land height changes, shoreline changes that have occurred secondary to this massive earthquake in Venezuela. So it's affected the beach height in Trinidad and Tobago. This is Galfa Point or Galfa Shores. Place called Galfa anyway, and it's a national site. So what we're looking at is about 25 feet of shoreline height rise. And if you look at this rock in the distance, we're going to have a close-up on that. And you can see how high it is above sea level from here. You can see the sea in the distance here and how high that is. And he's going to walk up to this, and he's actually looking up. It's taller than he is. And so this is some 10 to 12 feet, and it's still quite a bit above the water line. This used to be in the water. And now he's looking up at it. I'll move myself out of the way here so you can get a little better look at that. So that's a dramatic and sudden land height rise. Now, how do we know that it was sudden? Well, we know from the following image or images. This is another area of the beach. You can see the cracked sand from the sudden rise. You can see that this was all underwater. And you'll see that with the marine life that we're going to see as part of this. So here's a stingray trapped in the rolling and uplifting rocks. And there's a fish there and over there as well. So that's an upside down stingray. And there's also many fish trapped in there. We watched him roll this rock off of this fish. So this had rolled onto the fish and trapped it there. But there's lots of fish that are just lying on the beach as well. There's one here folded up. There's another one here. There's another one here on the right. There's a bunch of crabs and sea life all over the beach. So this rose very dramatically, and here's another view of that. Over 25, or in the neighborhood of 25 feet of uplift, 435 miles from the epicenter of this earthquake. So this was not a 7.5 based on the damage, based on the ground uplift, the widespread area affected. This was a larger earthquake. So prayers for those in Venezuela. There's no doubt many Christians there as well, But many people are suffering down there, and aid is being brought to them as much as possible from the seismology experts in the area that have to do with building assessments. About 50% of the buildings in the area that are affected are uninhabitable now. So even if they haven't come down, they're so badly damaged they're unsafe. And so there's a lot of people without homes as a result of this earthquake. It's not just loss of life, but it's people having to live on the street suddenly. And so it's there's not enough shelters. They're not so. Hopefully they have enough water and food, enough to sustain life through what's going on. There's a big aid push coming from many countries around Venezuela, including the U.S., and Canada has pledged some as well. But other neighboring countries have pledged aid. So hopefully that gets there soon and saves the further lives, because the disease that can outbreak as a result of dysentery and cholera and different things to do with sanitation and starvation after a massive event like this, it can be pretty severe. So our hearts go out to them, and it's a real challenge down there. So stop and say a prayer for the people of Venezuela. All right. So we'll see you next time on Feed My Sheep Earthquake Reports and more. That's it for this update. We'll see you next time. Give us a thumbs up, share this program with others, and stop by in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.